Third periodic trend is metallic and non-metallic character. Here, what is given in first? Look at the elements of the third period. Classify them into metals and non-metals. You know the differentiation between metals and non-metals. Yes or no? Metals are solid, non-metals are gaseous in state or liquid in state. Metals are shiny, metals are malleable, metals are ductile also, metals can carry electricity. So these are the characteristics of metals, and non-metals characteristics you have seen, exact opposite of it. Yes or no? So from the third period, look the elements of third and classify them into metals and non-metals. On which side of the periods are the metals? Where the metals are? So if you will see the periodic table, what you will see that at the left side metals are there. And what are there? Right side non-metals, gaseous elements are there. Yes or no? They are gaseous, that is why they are non-metals. So you can see the periodic table. According to the periodic table, you will see that metals are situated at the left side of the periodic table and non-metals are situated at the right side of the periodic table. On which side of the period did you find the non-metals? Where the non-metals are? Non-metals are also present. From metals and from metals, actually non-metals are formed. In between metals and non-metals, metalloids are formed. You will see, it is seen that metallic elements like sodium, magnesium are towards the left. The non-metallic elements like sulfur, chlorine are towards the right. So just now I have told to you, metals are situated at the left side of the periodic table or the period of the period, and non-metals are situated at the right side of the periodic table. The metalloid element silicon lies in between these two types. A similar pattern is also observed in other periods. It is seen that a zigzag line separates the metals from non-metals in the periodic table. Elements appear to have arranged in such a way that metals are on left side of the line. A periodic line is present, a zigzag line is present, and this zigzag line separates metals from the non-metals. Yes or no? In such a way that metals are on the left side and non-metals are on the right side. Metalloids are along the border of the line. Metalloids are along the border of the line. How did this happen? Let us compare the characteristic chemical properties of metals and non-metals. It is seen from the chemical formulae of simple ionic compounds that the cations in them is formed from a metal while the anions from non-metals. From metals what we get? Ionic because chemical formulae of ionic compounds we have seen, cations we get from metals and anions from the non-metals. From this, it is understood the metal atoms have a tendency to form a cation by losing its valence electron. When valence electron is lost, at that time they get the tendency to form a cation. Yes or no? Positive charge is there on them. This property is known as electropositivity of an element. When an electron is lost, at that time what happens? They get electropositivity. Yes or no? Now we will see that on the other hand, an atom of non-metal has a tendency to form an anion. Non-metal has a tendency to form an anion by accepting electrons from outside into its valence shell. For example, an ionic solution I have taken sodium chloride. Yes or no? Sodium, electronic configuration of sodium is 2, 8 and 1. Valence electron is 1. When valence electron is lost, loss means another element take that valence electron, yes or no, and octet is completed by Na 2 8, 1 is lost. He has given, sodium has given its one valence electron to another element like Cl. Cl, what is the electronic configuration of Cl? 277, yes or no? 287, sorry, 287 means it needs one electron to complete its octet, yes or no? Last, how many valence electrons are there? It needs 7 electrons are there in the outermost shell. It needs one electron. So Na gives it one electron and gets electropositivity, yes or no? And Cl, what it does? It takes the electron which is given by Na, yes or no? So it forms an ion. We have already seen that ions have a stable electronic configuration of a noble gas. How is the ability to lose or accept electrons in the valence shell determined? All the electrons in an atom are held by attractive force exerted on them by the positively charged nucleus. Electrons in the inner shells lie in between the valence shell and the nucleus because all the electrons in an atom are held by attractive force exerted on them by the positively charged nucleus. Electrons in the inner shells lie in between the valence shell and the nucleus. Because of their presence in the effective nuclear charge exerting on attractive force on the valence electrons is somewhat less than the actual nuclear charge. Thus, the number of valence electrons in metals is small. Valence electrons in metals is small. Also, the effective nuclear charge exerting attractive force on the valence electrons is also small. As a combined effect of these two factors, metals have a tendency to lose the valence electrons to form cations having a stable noble gas configuration. This tendency of an element called electropositivity, that is metallic character of the element. What is mean by electropositivity? Electropositivity means metallic character of the element. Now, here it is given periodic trends in the elements. Here periodic trends are, we have seen atomic, here decreasing atomic radius from left, this is left to right. What happens? Left to right, atomic radius decreases. Left to right, atomic radius decreases. Electronegativity and electronegativity means non-metallic character. Here metals are present. These are metals. This is a line, yes or no, zigzag line which are present. These all are metals and these all are non-metals, and this yellow colored boxes are shown here. Those are metalloids. This zigzag line differentiates metals from non-metals, and metalloids are present on the zigzag line. Yes or no? Got it? Clear? So, non-metallic character from left to right increases, and it what decreases? Electropositivity or metallic character decreases from left to right. From left to right, what happens? Atomic radius decreases, electronegativity or non-metallic character increases, electropositivity or metallic character decreases. Atomic radius and metallic character decreases from left to right, and non-metallic character increases. In this chart, what happens? Non-metallic character increases from left to right, atomic radius decreases, and electropositivity or metallic character decreases from left to right. This is left. At the left of the periodic table, what is present? Metals are present. They are given in blue color. Yes or no? A non-metal, first one and last. These are non-metals, and metalloids are, this is in yellow boxes. A line, a separation zigzag line is given here, reddish colored. This line, what it differentiate? Metals from the non-metals. Yes or no? So, in this chart, what is given? Metallic character decreases from left to right. Atomic radius also decreases from left to right. And electronegativity or non-metallic character increases. It is given in this chart. And here, again one more chart is given. What is this? Here what is given? From top to bottom. Top to bottom it is shown. Top to bottom, atomic radius increases. Top to bottom increases, left to right decreases. Top to bottom, atomic radius increases, electronegativity decreases. Electronegativity, what happens? Decreases. Electronegativity means non-metallic character. Left to right increases, top to bottom decreases. Third one is electropositivity. Electropositivity increases from top to bottom. Electropositivity increases. So this chart is very important for examinations. Say, actually what we have seen here, periodic trends we have seen. One is atomic radius we have seen, metallic non-metallic character we have seen, atomic size we have seen. So atomic radius decreases left to right, but top to bottom increases. Electronegativity increases left to right, but top to bottom decreases. Electropositivity increases left to right, decreases left to right. Metallic character means electropositivity. Electropositivity decreases from left to right, but top to bottom increases. So everything it is given here, you can see that. The periodic trend in the metallic character of elements is clearly understood from the position of the modern periodic table. Let us first consider the metallic character of the elements belonging to same group. While going down a group, a new shell is added. When you go down the group from top to bottom, a new shell gets added, resulting an increase in the distance between the nucleus and the valence electron. So the distance between the nucleus and the valence electron increases. This results in lowering the effective nuclear charge and thereby lowering the attractive force on the valence electrons. As a result of this tendency of the atom to lose electron, increases. Yes or no? While going down the group, new shells get added, results lowering the effective of the nuclear charge and thereby lowering the attractive force on the valence electrons. The tendency of the atom to lose electrons also increases. Also, penultimate shell becomes the outermost shell on losing the valence electrons, and the penultimate shell is a complete octet. Therefore, the resulting cation has a special stability. Due to this, the tendency of the atom to lose electrons increases further. The metallic character of an element is its tendency to lose electrons. Therefore, the following trend is observed. The metallic character of elements increases while going down the group. Metallic character of the element increases while going down the group. While going from left to right within a period. Here we have seen metallic character, what happens? Increases while going down the group. While going left to right in a period, the outermost shell remains the same. Outermost shell doesn't increase by 1 here, yes or no? It remains the same. However, positive charge on the nucleus goes on increasing. Positive charge goes on increasing, while the atomic radius goes on decreasing, and thus the effective nuclear charge goes on increasing. Metallic character increases while going down the group, and metallic character from left to right, what happens? It decreases, yes or no? Loose valence electron decreases, period from left to right. The two factors, namely increasing nuclear charge and decreasing atomic radius, as we go from left to right within a period, is responsible for increasing the effective nuclear charge, and therefore the valence electrons are held with greater and greater attractive force. This is called electronegativity of an atom. Due to increasing electronegativity from an atom, left to right within a period, the ability of an atom to become an anion by accepting outside electron goes on increasing. The tendency of an element to form anion or the electronegativity is the metallic character of the element, non-metallic character of the element. To form an anion, non-metallic character. To form a cation, metallic character. Understood? Use your brain power. What is the cause of non-metallic character of the element? What is the expected trend in the variation of non-metallic character of the element from left to right in a period? What would be the expected trend in the variation of non-metallic character in the elements down a group? So you can write down these things from metallic and non-metallic character. Answers are there only in the paragraph. Always remember, while going downwards in a group, the electropositivity of the elements goes on increasing, while the electronegativity goes on decreasing. Remember, electropositivity means metallic character. Electronegativity means non-metallic character. While going down in a group, metallic character increases, non-metallic character decreases. While going from left to right in a period, elements going on increasing, electronegativity of the elements going on increasing. From left to right, non-metallic character increases, while electropositivity goes on decreases. That is metallic character goes on decreasing. Larger the electropositivity or electronegativity of the element, higher the reactivity. Electropositivity or electronegativity, if it is larger of an element, then the element is higher reactive or more reactive. Understood? So now we are going to see the next gradation in the halogen family. Halogen means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Gradation in halogen family. The group 17 contains the members of halogen family. All of them have the general formula X2. What is the general formula of halogen family? Halogen group elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Fluorine F, fluorine F2, chlorine Cl2, bromine Br2, iodine I2. Yes or no? Means X2 is the general formula of halogen. A gradation is observed in the physical state down the group. Thus, fluorine, chlorine are gases, bromine is a liquid, and iodine is a solid. In halogen family, fluorine, chlorine are the gases, bromine is liquid at the room temperature. It always is seen in liquid form at room temperature, yes or no? And iodine is solid. Read the following reference books are also having here. Understanding Chemistry, C.N.R. Rao, and periodic table book also, Visual Encyclopedia of the Elements. It is given here, so you can refer the books for the study. Understood? Now, do you know M plus 2H2O gives out MOH2 plus H2. The general chemical equation indicating the reaction of alkaline earth metals is given. Which reaction? Reaction of alkaline earth metals is given here. While going down the second group, alkaline earth metals BeMgCaSrBa, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. These are the gradation in this chemical property of the alkaline earth metals is seen. Alkaline here Be to Mg, Mg to Ca, Ca to Sr, Sr to Ba. While going down the second group, the reactivity of alkaline earth metals goes on increasing. Reactivity going down the group, what happens? Alkaline earth metals, this group is given, goes on increasing. What goes on increasing? While going down the second group, the reactivity of the alkaline earth metals goes on, reactivity goes on increasing, and therefore the ease with which the reaction takes place also goes on increasing. Beryllium Be does not react with water. Beryllium can react with water? No. Magnesium reacts with steam, while calcium and strontium and barium, they react with water at room temperature with increasing rates. Means from calcium, strontium and barium, who reacts more with water at room temperature? Barium reacts, then strontium, then calcium. Yes or no? But all are the alkaline earth metals. What are alkaline earth metals? Second group elements. Understood? If you will see their reactivity goes on increasing down the group. Yes or no? First is Be, then Mg. Mg's reactivity is more. Then from Mg, Ca is more. Then strontium more. Then from strontium, Ba is more. If you have seen this example also, when these metals react with water, first of all, barium, it doesn't react with water, but magnesium reacts with steam, and Cs, strontium, Cm is calcium, strontium and barium, they react with water at room temperature with increasing rates. We have just now seen this. So exercises are also given here. This lesson has finished now. I have given notes to write it down. I will give some more also, some more notes to you. Only refer those notes because I have selected some topics which are very important for the examination stage, and those topics I have given to you. So refer those notes and write down the exercise. These exercise you have to solve in the book. Full exercise you have to solve. All the questions answers are given in the book itself. So find it out and write down their answers of these questions. Understood? Thank you.